Hi, and welcome to the Partner Playbook. My name is Tonya Gentry. I am the Chief Sales Officer for Big Red Media MSP Success. And today I have the privilege of speaking with Vince Chrysler, Chief Strategy Officer at Celerium. I'm definitely going to learn a little bit more about Celerium through this. So, Vince, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Tanya. It's great to be here. I'm excited for this discussion.
Awesome. Thank you. So for anybody that's listening out there, of any of our MSPs that may be unfamiliar with Celerium, can you give us a little update or a little background on the company?
Sure. Yeah, Celerium's a really cool company. It actually has like an 18-year history, which you may not know, kind of if you look us up, of providing really cool engineered cybersecurity defense solutions. Originally, it was a branded unit of a much larger company. And then was spun out to be its own company back in 2019. I joined Celerium in 2022 through an acquisition. I was the founder and CEO of a company called Dark Cubed, which was primarily focused on the MSP channel in the Department of Defense. And then since the acquisition, we've been focused on expanding the technology to better serve MSPs. We've expanded into state and local, looking at healthcare, all sorts of really cool opportunities to help people in the cyber defense world.
That's awesome. So let's talk about your partner program. What are some key benefits and features that you guys have with your program?
It's a great question. In the cybersecurity world, in the MSP channel especially, there's a lot of snake oil. There are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of cool technologies that sound easy to implement, but once you get into the weeds, really bog down your team and your techs. I think what's special about our technology is that it's really easy to implement. It runs on its own. We say 15 to 20 minutes to set up, and literally that's all it takes, and then it's running. We not only provide minute-to-minute, day-to-day protection through the solution, but then we also know the value of MSPs kind of having touch points with their customers. And so we provide monthly reports that are easy to digest, easy to understand, to show value, so that the MSP can go back to their customer and continuously show value and get kind of have those valuable discussions with the customers. And then we're also, as a part of our partner program, offering regular webinars. And this is not just about kind of features and functionality and what's changing and where we're headed, but it's also education and training, because we know time is valuable for these MSPs.
That's very cool. Any enhancements that you're going to be making? I know we are coming down to the end of this year. I can't believe I'm saying that already, but any enhancements that you guys have that's coming in the program this year?
Yeah, specifically to the partner program, we're just continuing to focus on how to show value. I think, MSPs continue to have just very little time to kind of focus, and they need to get the value that they want as quickly as possible. And so, trying to find ways to deliver value, trying to increase kind of those little educational nuggets, trying to find ways to make our product more efficient, and the ability to go from first touch to one of their customers to sale. How do you do that cheaper, faster, better, which helps everybody out along the way?
Yeah, quicker. The quickest, the best, right? What do you look like? What are you looking for when you're looking for an MSP partner? So you guys go to a lot of events. You're getting new partners all the time. What do you look for when someone's coming to you?
I think in the MSP channel, we're really focused on the SMB angle. And so, how do we find partners that understand the unique challenges of SMBs? You're dealing with customers that have not a ton of sophistication, but a lot of need. And partners that know how to kind of develop the trust and respect of their customers, so that the sales process isn't a long, drawn-out explanation thing where you're kind of going over every detail. But MSPs that really hold themselves up to say, hey, I'm your partner, I'm your expert, Mr. or Mrs. SMB owner, and I'm here to help you, and I'm going to tell you the solutions that will add value, and we're going to work together to get them implemented. So we're just looking for folks that understand SMB and the challenges, and how to solve this problem that I think is one of the larger problems in our economy today, which is SMB cybersecurity.
That's very awesome. What if I'm a new partner with you, or maybe I'm a partner that hasn't done a lot with you just yet, I can do to be successful with Celerium?
We've made it really easy to get up and running and deploy our product. And so I think a lot of people have an instinct to really understand and test and evaluate. I think what we found to be successful is, for something that we have that our product interacts with a firewall. We receive data from a firewall. We don't have any hardware or software to deploy. and it really takes 15 to 20 minutes to get up and running. And so I think if you're a new MSP considering this solution, plug it in, connect it. There are very little downsides. And what we find when people turn it on, they realize, we're not BSing them. We're not selling them a story. It does what it says it does. And so just being willing to try it out and deploy it and say, I'm gonna test this on a network and test this on a customer and see the value. And that's what I would encourage, because there are so many great partners that we've had that, once they get up and running, they're really excited and really get moving with it.
Great. I know feedback's important to most all the vendors that I work with, right? Especially Celerium. What are some of the things that you've been hearing lately that's on the MSP mind?
There are a handful of issues today. I think in the SMB in particular, you get down to budgets and the competition for those budgets. It's easy for people that have experience in cybersecurity to say, well, if you don't spend the money now, you're going to spend it later. And you should spend it now. But I think when you're an SMB trying to make ends meet on a day-to-day basis, it's really hard to just spend on a bunch of different products.
Right.
And so I think that continues to be the challenge of how do you have value add risk-based discussions with the businesses you're working with to kind of get them to deploy solutions. And I think that's one of the things that makes us stand out in this SMB channel is that we're sized right, priced right. It's easy to deploy. It's fast to get up and running. There aren't a whole lot of solutions that are really that easy and provide real value. So, one is just mind share and budget share. And, I think second is, the cybersecurity world is full of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. A lot of headlines, a lot of news, a lot of big, fantastical threats. But I think on the day-to-day basis, most of these SMBs are getting exploited by boring, commonplace things, not having two-factor, not having basic firewall monitoring and protection enabled, not patching and not updating. And so, really focusing on those basics and getting the SMBs to understand that, I think, is a key challenge today.
Yeah, and it sounds like through your partner program, you could do a lot of that, like you said, education that helps the MSP be able to, convey that message to their clients, the SMB. Last question. Oh, go ahead.
We're happy to push out 30-day trials with our MSP partners too. So, if they have a customer that's on the fence, put it out there for 30 days, let them try it. There's no harm, no foul. And, I think people then really see the value.
Yeah, that's great. We will make sure that we've got the website listed in here, so for anybody that wants to find out more about that. But last question. Okay, so we are coming up to almost the fourth quarter of 2024. Anything that you can share that's coming down the pike on your roadmap for 2025 that you think your partners or the MSPs would be excited to hear about?
Yeah, I mean, over the course of the last year and a half, 2 years since the acquisition, we've updated the platform. We've made it more scalable. We've increased security. We've added additional reporting and functionality. As we go forward, our platform really works on interacting with data from the firewall, identifying threats, and then blocking and protecting from those threats. So the key to delivering that value is improving the threat detection functionality. And so that comes down to the scoring engine that we use, how we analyze the data, how we identify threats, how we pick out issues in those data streams, and then also the sources of threat intelligence that we're leveraging on the back end to build that. And so for us, it's not the cool, sexy lights and whistles and bells. It's, we understand our responsibility to help protect the networks that we're deployed on. And, we're continuing to improve those algorithms and analytics and data that help drive that to continue to make our product better and help protect your customers.
Great. Thank you, Vince, for jumping on here with me and taking a few minutes. I do really appreciate it. Celerium's been a great partner of mine, so I was happy to get you guys on here with me. And thank you then to all of the MSPs that are watching this clip of the Partner Playbook. There'll be more to come soon. So thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.